Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me here today as always. And it's a cloudy, cool fall day in St. Louis, Missouri today. Hope it's wonderful wherever you are in the world. Today's topic is going to be value. Let me ask you a question. Do you value yourself? Do you value your abilities? If you don't, how do you expect anyone else to value you? We teach people how to treat us. And if you find people are not showing you the value you feel like you deserve, or you think you deserve, then maybe you're not valuing yourself. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, how valuable are you? Do you talk badly to yourself? Do you cut yourself down? Do you beat yourself up verbally with those mental conversations within you? Would you talk to your best friend the same way you talk to yourself when you make a mistake? How do you think successful people become successful? By making mistakes, by taking risks, and they learn from their mistakes. Now, I'm not talking about foolish actions. I'm talking about calculated risks or thought out risks. You can never know what's going to happen down the road. But you can make a plan and proceed in the direction, but there's too many variables. Anything can happen. You never know what's going to happen. You could be going to make the biggest deal of your life and have a flat tire on the way. But of course, you should leave early enough just in case. But let's say you have a flat tire and there's an accident. How could you have predicted that? You're stuck in traffic for 2 hours. Okay, the only thing you can do is call the person you're meeting or whatever the situation is and tell them that you're going to be late. But what if you miss your flight for an important meeting somewhere on the other side of the country and there's no way you can get there? You have no control over that. No control whatsoever. So you took a chance, maybe you spent every last penny you had to make this meeting and you're not going to make it. And they don't care about your excuses or what happened. As far as they're concerned, you should have left a day before. It doesn't matter to them. It only matters to you. But you have to be willing to take the risks. Let's say something like that did happen to you. Now, are you going to quit and give up? Or are you going to press on and pursue your dreams and your goals? And realize that somehow this happened for your good, although you can't see it in the moment. I think it was Steve Jobs that said you can't put the puzzle together when you're in the middle of it. Basically, that's what he said. It's only looking back can you see how the pieces all fit together. That's not verbatim, okay? Don't quote me on that. But it was something to that effect. And it's the same way with our lives. We can never see the big picture, but you have to be heading off in a direction. And the direction you're going, if you want to accomplish great things, whether that be great to you or to someone else, everybody's definition or perception of what great is different. But it really only matters what great is to you, to no one else. You're going to take some risks. You're going to have to step out into the unknown. You're going to take some chances, and you may end up looking foolish or feeling stupid, and that's okay. That's just part of it. That's part of the human experience. You're going to make mistakes. But if you don't make mistakes, then that means you're not trying. Who was it? Babe Ruth was the greatest home run hitter of all time. Well, maybe until later we had, was it McGuire? But I think he was enhanced or something. But still, it doesn't take away from what he did. The point I'm making here is Babe Ruth had more strikeouts, I think, than anyone else too. So he failed more times than anyone else. School kind of teaches us that failure is bad. It's bad to fail. Of course, if you get an F on your report card and you bring it home to your parents, they're not going to be happy with you. They're not going to say, "Oh, son, I'm so glad you failed." But the reality is it's only through failure that we learn. But we seem to be taught in school and in the system of school that if you fail, you're a failure in life. You're a loser. No, you're not at all. I've learned much more from my failures, and I've had many of them, than I ever did from any success or seemingly success that I had. My failures have brought me to a realization that You're going to fail, and it's okay to fail. And failure is not final unless you give up. And my message for you today is take those risks, get up, keep failing, move forward, and give people the value that you have. You have value, but unless you believe you have value, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I think you have value, only matters if you believe you have value. And then you give this value to other people, whether it be by a service, a product, or whatever it happens to be. And that's what people will recompense you for, reward you for, is the value you put out into the world. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get paid for every time you put value out into the world from the person you give it to. Now, of course, in a job or a service or a business, you do get that back from the people that you give it to. But if you put more value out there, even if you're giving value for free and not expecting it back from the person, it's a universal law that that value has to come back to you from somewhere, and it will. So always put out your best, always do your best, and put value out into the world, and value returns to you. It's a universal law. Try it and see if it doesn't work. But you have to be aware. You have to be open to see it come back to you. And don't try to rationalize it or logicalize it into, oh, it would have happened anyway. No, it wouldn't happen anyway. Whatever you put out into the world will come back to you multiplied. So that's all I got for today. Thanks for joining me. Hit that like button and subscribe. Have a great day.